The world of IT security is changing very rapidly, driven in large part through the underlying technologies of digital transformation, from cloud through mobile to the future of artificial intelligence, robots, machine learning and IoT. And cybersecurity has been failing for the large part across every market, including Australia and New Zealand, because we still think in terms of IT security, whereas what we need to be thinking about is business risk that IT can help address. If we start to engage the business in more meaningful conversations around key risk indicators, something IDC has written about in the past, and help to drive a more business meaningful message, we'll be able to get better access to better funding. We'll be able to get access to better resources to enhance the overall risk posture of an organisation. Here in the Australia and New Zealand markets, things are moving very rapidly. The recent mandatory disclosure law for data privacy has helped drive the business awareness of the concerns around IT security and provide that critical monetary value to making mistakes, which many markets across Asia Pacific don't have today. But that's not the be-all and end-all. We also have to think that the perimeter has totally disappeared. As IDC created a model a few years back called distributed integrity, talked about protecting the perimeter is only 1/4 of the overall task of IT security. And more today's technology is all about detection of what is happening both on our own internal network, but also detecting the potential anomalous and malicious behavior across our entire supply chain. And that would extend out to robots and IoT in the future. So it's becoming more and more complicated, and the funding isn't necessarily growing at the same pace. So at the same time, IDC is a very strong thought position that, as with all kinds of technology, if it doesn't drive core business critical differentiation, then consider it as a utility. Consider what part of your security solutions you could better outsource. Unless you do it absolutely so much better than anybody else, why would you try to staff it internally? And that leads to another change in the dynamic of your security vendor management portfolio. With most organizations having to manage between 40 and 50 different vendors if they're doing security properly, it becomes a vendor management nightmare. And one of the things that we predicted late in 2017 was that we're going to see the rise of the security platform. Those vendors that are able to do more than one thing. Maybe not best in class, but as we're never going to achieve 100% security, why is best in class so important? But vendors that can do multiple parts of the overall security continuum and help us manage both the cost, the complexity, and the resourcing challenges that many organizations face. The sad part is, IT security problems are never going to go away. But if we start talking to it differently towards the business, remember, business risk that IT can help remediate. If we start thinking about what we own versus what we rent, remember, should we only really be investing in technology that drives core competitive differentiation? And if we start also thinking beyond out of the box in terms of resources we hire, the best hunters in the security space don't necessarily come with a computer science background. We're seeing people from the arts doing very, very well in searching for anomalous behavior on the networks. As we embrace digital transformation and the future of commerce, we have to start doing things differently because frankly, we've all been failing. And those organizations that are able to change and transform more rapidly are going to be way more successful in the future. There will be no such thing as 100% security, but if we can improve our time to respond to a malicious event, make it minutes rather than the weeks and months that it is in most cases, we're moving in the right direction.